Hi everyone, I'm Ran Levari from Akban Berlin with a nice short movement lesson turning the Niradin spirals, a variation of it, to a tsuki. Now if you are a ninjutsu practitioner, this will be very familiar. Karate has its own version, but this is a cool thing to know, even if you're just doing regular boxing or kickboxing or whatever. Taking your cross hand with a step forward, turning it into a, let's call it a power jab. You can cover a lot of distance, and I have seen boxers do it with great success. Now, if there is a boxing term for this and you know it, please let me know in the comments. Let's begin. I am on very uneven ground here, which is perfect for training. So, we start with regular spirals that we do for our warm-up, and is a very big part of the Niradin method. 49 lessons for it you can find a link to in the description of this video. And now I start with this variation. The exercise, when it's done in its original form, involves looking back at the end of the motion. But I will keep my gaze forward. I can let my head follow along a little bit with the movement, but I see what's going on in front of me. Next phase is to connect the breath to the motion. I go back, breathe in, okay, go forward, breathe out. Inhale, exhale. It is worth to give some attention to the pivoting leg. My toes, when I go back, point forward. When I go forward, they point sideways. So just let your heel be the pivoting center and let your toes go with the motion. Next, we stretch our hands up at the end of each step. Back and forward. Back and forward. I'll show this from the side. So if we start with the regular spirals, and we start going back and forth. Inhale, exhale. It's a good exercise. I'm going slightly uphill. You have to admit this location is worth the inconvenience. I hope you see the amazing view behind me. And the hands go up, creating two big arcs. And I'll return to face the camera. So the last step is when I walk back to just go into my stance, Seigan no Kamai in Ninjutsu, or any stance you like. If you are practicing something else, could be something like this. You could make it a bit more relaxed, go into a sort of a low boxer stance. It's all good. 1, 2, 1, and finish with a Shkanken, or Fudoken, a fist. Once again, feel free to perform any kind of strike for this. The last thing I want to do is push a little bit with my foot into the ground. When the toes are pointing sideways, I want to give just a little bit of thrust forward to sort of wrap up the movement. But if at any point I feel that I'm beginning to do this in a more rigid way, I go back, either back a phase or back to the beginning. So let's go back to the beginning. And I do this until it is flowing and relaxed again. When I'm happy, I start moving the leg back and forward. remind myself to breathe in. When I go back, breathe out, forward. I'm breathing loud, so hopefully the camera mic will pick it up, just to indicate the breathing sequence. Pay attention to the toes and start releasing the shoulders. There's a lot of momentum happening here, and at some point it feels as though the motion is sort of performing itself. When you feel that, that's sort of what I'm aiming for. And now stance, ski. And again, kabai, ski. Very relaxed. Pushing a little bit in the end with the pivoting foot. And I sink a little bit when I go back. I sink a little bit when I go forward. Be careful, of course, not to go over the toes with the knee. Otherwise, do this a lot. And then, of course, with the other leg. And you can do the whole thing with the other side. I hope this was clear and helpful. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comment section below. And I will see you next time. Thank you.